Please welcome lead play-by-play announcer for Fox Sports College Football and Showtime Championship Boxing, Gus Johnson.
Hey, 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 what's going on? Welcome, 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 welcome to the adiZero Crazy Light 2 launch. And like you guys, I have an opportunity to be around elite competition. Some of the best basketball players in the world, from the NBA to college, the Big Ten, the ACC, the Pac-10. I've had a chance to watch at a high-level NCAA tournament play. And one thing is for sure, we understand these athletes. We understand that their tennis shoes, their sneakers, whatever you want to call them, wherever you're from in terms of your region, it's an extension of who they are as athletes. And that's why we're here today to launch the adiZero Crazy Light 2. And there are two gentlemen that can really further this point. I'd like to introduce them to you. First of all, Lawrence Norman, Vice President of Global Basketball. 16 years he's been with the company. 11 years he's had an opportunity to develop the relationship with the National Basketball Association. He was also a former professional player in Israel for 4 years. He's the boss. Now we want to introduce to you the artist. Robbie Fuller, here's a young man that in the 5th grade, he knew that he wanted to design sneakers. He's designed the Derrick Rose. He designed the adiZero Crazy Light 1, the adiZero Crazy Light 2. Here's a young man that has a pretty sweet jump shot on his own. As a matter of fact, Lawrence told me that he beat him in one-on-one. He's up 6 games to what?
Yeah, 6 games to 3.
Oh my goodness, all right. So these two men are really excited about being here. They're excited about this product, and we want to talk about it right now. Lawrence, with all of your experience as an executive, with all of your experience as a former basketball player yourself, tell me something about this shoe and why you're so excited to debut it in front of this national audience.
Well, first of all, thanks, Gus, and hello to everybody. Thank you for coming to the launch of adiZero Crazy Light 2. Sometimes you just know, when the first sketch a couple of years ago, when Robbie sketched this shoe, we knew we had something special. And we had a lot of learnings from the Crazy Light 1, the 9.8 ounce shoe. We wanted to be lighter. So Robbie started sketching and we had something good. Then the first prototype came in, we started to test, and the testing was off the charts. So we were heading down the right path, but then what really did it for me was during March Madness, and you know this because I texted you during the first game of Sweet 16. We're down to the Sweet 16 and adidas had the most teams in the tournament. We had 7 teams, so we were excited. We shipped out the Crazy Light to a day before these players were going to play in the biggest game of their lives. So we had Indiana and Wisconsin, of course NC State, your team. But we didn't know who was going to wear it because players are superstitious and it's tough to get them to change sometimes. So we watched and they came out and Jordan Taylor was wearing it in the first game, Wisconsin versus Syracuse. Okay, we had a guard. But then Harry Jones, Baylor, Thomas Robinson, Cody Zeller, players of all shapes and sizes from point guards to centers. It was great. It was so cool to see this because we knew that they wanted a competitive advantage by wearing a light shoe. We also knew that from point guards to centers, they needed strong shoes. So we had created something at 9.5 ounces, the lightest shoe in basketball, again, that's lighter but also stronger. It was exciting.
And that's very interesting, Robbie, because as you constructed this shoe, you did the adiZero Crazy Light 1. Now you got to come back and do a sequel. Sometimes sequels aren't always great. What's the difference between the adiZero Crazy Light 1 and the adiZero Crazy Light 2? Tell me about this shoe.
First and foremost, I mean, you just heard it, it's the lightest basketball shoe ever made, 9.5 ounces, And so as we sat down as a team, tried to think about what we were going to do, that was a given for sure. The lightweight benefit still is completely relevant. It's what the kid wants, what the player needs, and we made sure we delivered it. But beyond that, it was, all right, you've got this lightweight sneaker, now how do you make it strong? And so at that point, kind of went through and strategically went through every single piece of the shoe on the adiZero Crazy Light 1 and said, what could we improve in order to really maximize that strength, that lockdown on the court. So, I mean, I think the sketch does a good job of showing it. The icon of the shoe is the sprint frame. So the first one was revolutionary, new construction to get light, and now we said, okay, if you think about like weight to strength ratio, the material is ridiculous. I'd make the whole shoe out of it if I could, but well, stay tuned. So, but for right now, we just said, hey, how do we use more of that? So that's why you see it grow and become this iconic piece along the side. Didn't stop there, looked at how every single part on the midsole, you'll see that we've been able to incorporate more foam, so you get more cushioning and stability while cutting weight. Even on the sprint frame, or excuse me, the sprint web. This brand new sprint web, 3 layers, years in the making. You take 3 different layers, bring them together, and when they're unified, they just increase the, not only like the horizontal strength, but the vertical strength. I mean, it's off the charts. So we definitely know you were locked in with the adiZero Crazy Light 2.
Now, as you guys begin this process, you have great ideas, you construct the shoe, you give it new technology, but then you got to send it out, and you got to test it. You got to find out what players think about it. And Lawrence, you've been around players during your 16-year career at Adidas. You've been around thousands of players, from Derrick Rose to, you know, at this particular time, Dwight Howard, all the way back during your career, and with that 11-year career, forging that relationship with the NBA. So, you have these ideas, you construct it, you put it together. Now you got to test it with the athletes. What were the responses?
I think that the best response was at McDonald's All-American. This is the first year that Adidas was working with McDonald's All-American game. For those who don't know, it's the best 24 high school boys in the country, best 24 high school girls in the country, and they're competing in Chicago on national TV. It's the big stage for them in front of all their peers. Now, when we get involved in an event like this with players and centers and guards and people of all shapes and sizes, you know, you never know what's going to happen because players don't always, you know, want the same shoe. But we gave them the choice. Say, okay, here's the Crazy Light 2. We gave them the special bag, and here's the shoe, but we also had a backup plan just in case. Now, we didn't know until the game started what would happen, but when they walked out in the lights in Chicago on national TV, 48 out of 48 players chose the Crazy Light 2. It was unanimous, and that told us a lot about the product.
And I think you brought up an interesting point when you said that a guy like Cody Zeller, who's a center at Indiana, freshman, had an incredible season, could have been freshman of the year. He's a player that is a power forward. They had him at center at IU this year, but he's a gazelle. He can really run. He can get up and down the floor. He can finish on the break. That's what makes him a special player. Then you have a player like Jordan Taylor, who's a guard in Wisconsin, but he can post. That's a big part of his game. And for these guys to use that shoe in those moments in NCAA tournament play, that says a lot. More than anything, it says that they trust it, and it makes them feel like their game may be taken to another level.
For sure, they have, I mean, the McDonald's All-Americans especially, they trust the shoe performance-wise, but these are high school athletes. They got swag, they want to showcase themselves. So the style is just as important as the performance. You know, all their friends are watching them on national TV, so the style is important, and they chose that for both reasons, performance and style.
Style, big time. Now, we know about performance. We know we want to have a great shoe. We know that, you know, it's got to be able to, we've got to be able to trust it. We've got to be able to play in it, play hard in it, and not second guess it. But when it comes to Adidas, I remember as a kid growing up in Detroit, 82, 83, 84, my years in high school, our thing, we were top 10 guys. We started with top 10s, the red, white, and blues, low tops, then we playing ball, we played in the high tops, and then we segued from the top 10 to the Adidas Forum, and from the Adidas Forum to the Adidas Forum patent leather. I had a sweet pair of chocolate ones once upon a time. I don't even know where they are. I wish I still had them. But style, important. And as we look at the artist, as we look at the designer, as we look at the engineer, we look at his style, the sneakers are muted gray, you know, and it's something that goes with his outfit. Robbie, when you were designing this shoe, after you had the ideas of construction and performance, new technology, how did you come up with the inspiration for the style and the swagger of the boot?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty simple. I mean, just like you said, we had the performance unlock, and so now what? You know, the best opportunity is when you can find that balance, you know, that court to street, things that work right for performance also work right for style. So we're really focused in on just silhouette. So I think when you look at the shoe, it's so clean, smooth, less seams, that plays into making it more aerodynamic, more fast, but also just right with an outfit. You know, I think that's definitely the key point. And then the other two things I'd say is just color and texture. So if you need the color to pop off, that's the reason we came with the sharp blue on the first one, and now this one's got the electricity. You know, just it was like Lawrence mentioned, Sweet 16, the spotlight. We wanted to make sure, you know, it was light done right, but light done bright. And then, but second, yeah, the texture. So yeah, if you go with a gray or a muted color, or if you see the black one, the Teflon one, I mean, the material has just got that richness that really needs to be there when you're designing a premium product like the adiZero Crazy Light 2.
All right, Lawrence, finally, you know, what do you want to tell these people out here about why this shoe is important? What do you think this shoe is going to do now? How will you change the basketball sneaker landscape in the future with a design and a structure like the adiZero Crazy Light 2?
Well, teen athletes believe that light is right, and we launched the lightest basketball shoe in the world in 2011 with Crazy Light 1. 1 month from today, May 24th, we will do it again with Crazy Light 2 at 9.5 ounces, the lightest shoe in the world again. So we're excited about this. adidas is all about continuous innovation. Never rest, keep innovating. This is the next great example of that.
All right, guys, there you have it. The adiZero Crazy Light 2. Thank you very much for coming to the launch today. We've got a busy day for you. Over there, you will have a platform to look at some of the designs and how Robbie, came to put this shoe together. His sketches and some of his early mock-ups are there. We'll have a chance to get you your interviews with Lawrence and with Robbie as soon as this presentation is over. And then the good part, we'll see if any of you guys got a jump shot out there. We're going to play a little ball as well. So thank you very much for coming, and have a wonderful day.